Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft. I really don't know how long the stream's gonna be, but I figured this was a smart idea and I'd rather make it in stream form than video form. I've been updating people a little bit on my Discord server as we go with like what's going on with Minecraft and different things. Also, I don't know how the audio is because it's adjusted to Sonic Adventure settings right now, but let me go ahead and bring up Minecraft and we're just gonna get this on the road because I really want to show off quite a bit. And yeah, so you know, I streamed Minecraft maybe, shoot, has it been a week already? Maybe more than that, since I've last played Minecraft. And you might notice just already things are different, but essentially, during my last stream that I did in this world, a lot of people were kind of like, hey, this isn't the most entertaining thing ever, because I was just mining at the time and trying to clear out space for my base, like getting rid of a hillside that I need to show over this way. Really, I was doing a lot of that and talking to stream chat, because it's easy to stream that way and just be able to talk to people, whereas when you're doing building and stuff, you can't pay attention as much. But I went ahead and finished all those projects, and I got this idea for a build to fill in a space in my base. I'm showing off all the surprises, but I was gonna fill in this spot over here with what would inevitably become a bee farm. Started to build it. I recorded most of my building, or at least the process parts of it, to show, like, I always know that people out there are like, you know, they think dedicating time to Minecraft equals cheating or something, but I recorded the bee build and part of the new mob spawner build that I did, and I recorded the entirety of my dragon egg monument, which I did build. I was gonna wait a long time to do it, but last night I went into a super flat world and I went ahead and customized it to my likings and made it exactly how I wanted. So I went ahead and built that last night, and yeah, I've put in way too much time in this world recently than I ever have. But you know, I haven't built on this world for almost a year. The last thing I built was the barn and the animal pens, and that was literally a year ago. So it was like I had zero idea what I was gonna build in my base, and I was just kind of struggling. I'm like, because I'm not the type to just really start building usually. Now with the builds over there, I just did start building and kind of made them as I went, but I do like generally planning, and then as you know, I go off of my plan, I can customize as I go. And I don't really, unless I'm building something that, you know, involves something, I guess, a little critical, then I typically don't build in creative mode either, because I don't really care for creative mode that much. Sorry, I'm pretty tired. But regardless, I got into a building spree, and this is actually something here that I still need to do. I like to put down signs. I mean, if you've watched my live stream series of this world before, you would know this. But I leave little notes like this. I know I should really just make a book and write in it, but I need a course farm, pumpkin / melon / cactus / cocoa bean plot by the farm, which is where the bee farm was gonna go. So yeah, still gotta build that, and that will fill in that space nicely, and then this whole side will be filled in. So, you know, with a little bit of time, honestly, this whole area will be filled out very well. But let me just go ahead and start the little tour. What's going on, Jan? It's always good to see you. It's good that you're going to be here to finally see some progress. I've built a lot of stuff on the old survival world. So, yeah, this is the bee farm right here. And like I said, I have filmed videos of this stuff. I don't know when or if they'll come out. I'm pretty sure I'm going to release them in short form, so they'll probably be YouTube shorts, but I'm not rushing to get that content out because, you know, it's just more people are watching my Sonic playthroughs on my channel right now than Minecraft, so until that becomes a little bit more in demand, then yeah. Also a bunny spawn, which I think is awesome. But it's not very special of a design. You know, I talk about it in the video, so I'm not really going to talk about it here, because then it would just be pretty redundant. But this is what I came up with. Really, it was just the frame, and then the hardest part was making the roof, even though the roof looks so basic, because it is. I meant to add more details onto it, but I just haven't. I wish I could stop yawning, but today is not my day. Like I said, I'm very tired because I played Minecraft until like 8 something a.m. Didn't go to sleep at all, and then I went to sleep for a couple hours, and I'm forcing myself to stay awake to fix my sleep schedule so that I can stream earlier and twice a day now is the plan. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, nothing special here. This was a stone brick path, but I went ahead and changed it to make it less gray looking. I think it looks okay. I know people hate when paths are just clean and straight, but hey, my whole base is clean and straight, so it'd be weird to make this patchy and stuff. But I started breeding the bees. I haven't let them get overwhelmingly crazy, but as you can see, we got like 3 or 4, oh 5. There's only one that's not populated, so one more hive to populate. And then this kind of just happened. This was not a part of the plan, but I was like, a flower farm would be nice. I hate running around my base and finding where I have flowers at to bow build them when I need them. When I need them. So just a little like landscaping thing. Also, I just realized that that is off, so let's fix that. Oh, well, I guess it would have been pretty bad to actually break that while he was pollinating, and I'm pretty sure they actually do get aggroed. But I finally found a place to put the flowering azaleas, which was awesome. So really like that. And then we just have the campfires, and they're put out right now until I need to harvest them. So I'm really glad that this is up, because this structure over here, this wooden frame, was the concept for this, and it's been sitting there for probably 2-ish years. So, because obviously I was working on this world before I started YouTube. So these are just 3x3 plots of flowers. These are the 3 main ones that I use in the base, and then on the outside I have sunflowers. Obviously they're facing east, so they don't really have room in this farm. Plus, if I would have had a 4th row, it would have thrown off the build a little bit. So I like the way that this turned out, and believe me, I've been using this a ton. So in between here, I remembered that if you bone meal flowering azalea, you get the azalea tree, and I was like, no way. And like, I just remembered it. I was like, let's plant a little row. So I made this plot, and I was like, this is nice. And then when I planted these trees, like, there was this pillar going out of the ground, and I was like, isn't this an old mob spawner? And it absolutely is. It was. So I built this path, and yeah, the trees, I need to probably move them over a little bit more, because obviously they're a little cramped right now. But this build is something I poured way too much time and effort into. It took 2 days to build this, but this is the skeleton spawner, and I'm sure if you've watched my videos before, you know that there is a zombie spawner right on the other side of my base. So it was really a pleasure to finally get to do something with this, because originally I was like, I already have a mob spawner, I don't need this. And then I was like, arrow farm, duh. And half the time I need bone meal, and the bone meal being right by the flower farm is just insanely perfect. So I'm just gonna hop down here and show you. There's not a whole lot going on. So this is the mob spawner itself. The spawner's inside, and it just has water in each corner. It is not special at all. Slabbed off on top, and I decided to use that deep slate we got from the mining video that I put out on the channel to make this different, because the other one is nether brick themed, just like the house. Because I originally thought my whole base was going to be stone brick and nether brick themed. Glad I didn't go that way in the long run. But I still need to get sea lanterns in the floor to light this place up. I gotta craft them because I'm out of the blocks I stole from the monument. But the idea originally was to mine into the walls, but I was like, this place needs some depth, and mining into the walls isn't it. So I started by making a ring around the top with andesite, and had little like flower beds, and I was like, what happens if we fill this in with water? I was like, actually this works perfectly. The water could flow straight down into here. And I was actually originally going to have like a moat around here, but I thought that was probably going to be a little silly. So right now it's just draining into the core of the earth, we'll say. So this actually, I know I'm like running around and oh, this is great, but this does work great. I know the skeletons aren't spawning right now for some reason, but there they go. When you're right up next to it, it works just like a normal spawner, but when you back away, they slow down. But oh my gosh, this works insanely well. So I was like, okay, what are we gonna build? So originally, to top this off, I was gonna build a mob head, a skeleton floating in the air, do something different for the base. And I'm glad I didn't in the long run. One is just because Minecraft skins and stuff have like a 2-block middle, and this is a 1-block middle build. So I ruled that one out, and I was like, okay, some sort of rib design on the top. And I was like, wait, we'll just have bones running down, and then the water that I put up there will run down in waterfalls. And then sea lanterns, bada bing, bada boom, this is what happened. And I didn't have any bone blocks, and I never built with it before, so I was really excited to use it. And, you know, I've been rediscovering blocks, and I was like, literally the skeleton farm will fuel the build, and it took a long time to accumulate that much bone meal. I'm just saying, you think it'd be fast? No, but yeah, everything was like falling into place, except we had several mishaps during the build where the whole structure was not mathematically correct, and that means that this was not the middle of the build like I wanted it to be. It took a lot to figure out what was going on, what was wrong, and I was really frustrating, but I finally got it. I actually built this whole thing just to find out this block back here was 1 block too far backwards, and I had to tear all of these falls out on this side, so half of them, what is that, 4 of those, and move this up 1. It was awful. And I only caught that mistake because of my landscaping. My landscaping here, pretty basic. I forgot to actually put some flowers back down there where a creeper blew up, so I need to get rid of this little chest monster here, but that's honestly the least of my issues. I'm gonna actually spend a whole day probably putting stuff into my storage system. Also, this is where the water lets down, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's really not a whole lot else to say about this build besides 1, 2. Oops, I built that wrong. It's supposed to be 1, 2, and then 2 blocks there as well. There we go, nice. And then here I wanted to use the regular azaleas. I wanted to squeeze them in, so I have them on all 3 sides there. Obviously can't have a 4th one because the path there. And I finally covered this ugly stone spot for the most part. I have a little bit left here, but I haven't developed this area yet with grass. So this is amazing. This is gorgeous. And then the top, it looked bare just having a hole. So what better time to incorporate? Oh, I'm Spider-Man's here. Message retracted. Random guy. What's going on, random guy? I saw you said that you're on the bus. Sorry to hear that. So the top of this build, I was like, you know what? We're finally going to do it. So this structure's been in my world for a long time. It's a leftover from the old base. It was my brewing room thing because I didn't have one in my house. And I was inspired, this quartz area, the quartz pillars, was inspired off of one of my favorite Minecraft series, ironically, what helped me get into the game, which was the Minecraft Guide by William Strife. His nether wart / brewing area was surrounded by quartz pillars, but with a waterfall. And these waterfalls reminded me, with the bone blocks looking like quartz, reminded me of it. And the only reason this structure is still standing, since, you know, I have a tower in my house dedicated to brewing and nether wart farming, I need to switch the music up. That was only supposed to play during the intro. I'm so sorry about that. Let me just swap music to something a little bit different. I don't want to use Tomodachi because I like, well, you know, we'll switch to this. It is Tomodachi, but there's a couple tracks that I've been saving for the videos because the Tomodachi music just fits the vibe that I like in those videos. But yeah, I was like, hey, I'm going to leave the structure standing because I want to remember to incorporate this design, not the whole structure. I like the little building. It's cute, believe me. It is cute, but I wanted to remember the quartz pillars because I never build with quartz, so I forget about the building blocks all the time. This was a perfect structure to incorporate that look. It's not perfect, but it's similar, and it looks good. So I just put some end rods on top. Honestly, I should put them on top of every intersection there, but yeah, this is the whole structure, and I really don't think I could be happier with how it turned out. Like I said, lots of hours. Just the mining alone took a lot of time. A lot of trips to the end to recover my pickaxe, to mend it. And I'm sure you've noticed I've been wearing my elytra because finally, you know, my base is getting a little too broad, too big to travel via ender pearl. So yeah, I've been using that. I've been making rockets, and honestly, so far I've actually been enjoying flying around with the elytra because I hardly ever do it, and yeah, pretty useful. So yeah, this is the skeleton spawner, and I've actually been using it a lot. And matter of fact, I've been mending my stuff down there also instead of going to the end. It's a little bit slower, I think, but there's a lot of arrows and stuff. And I was working on the structure so I could literally heal it in between while I was building the inside and all that. And literally, I was hunting skeletons all night long to try to get bone meal for all these things I've been doing, all the landscaping around the dragon monument, stuff like that. I've also been trying to, as you see, gather gunpowder because it's pretty useful when you're in need of rockets. What's this say? I was on wrong account, that's why I retract the message. You are good, my man. You are good. So yeah, everything's looking good in this area. I'm just glad it's filled out. I know these builds are vastly different in style, but I really do, you know, it doesn't matter. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, this doesn't even match the aesthetic of the base. Well, one, it sort of does, and two, I'm just trying my hand at different styles. A lot of people are like, hey, he probably only builds in that style. I mean, everything is stone brick and stuff. Well, not necessarily. I like this style for this base, but in other Minecraft worlds, I try other projects. And as you can see over here, I built the Dragon Egg Monument. But I'm quickly going to sleep because that place is swarming with mobs when you get up close. It's very dark up there. And I kind of like it that way. I think I'm actually going to leave it dark because I'm never really going to be up there. It's just for looks. But man, I am so happy with how it looked out. It's minimalist, and oh my gosh. I haven't done the voiceover for the... I'm actually going to be doing a voiceover because it's a no commentary video that I filmed of me building the Dragon Egg Monument. But I just wanted to talk briefly about the design and just kind of everything, because I built this so late last night and I was worried it wasn't going to look well, I guess early in the morning, really, because you know I was up all night, all day. But as you can see, this whole area does look pretty good in my opinion. It looks kind of awkward from here, especially with the low res azalea trees, but when you zoom up, it looks okay. And, you know, once there's more over there, you know, that's tucked back in there. It's out of sight, out of mind. But I think that whole thing looks better than having a giant skeleton head floating in the air. I don't know. Maybe I'll add it one day and have it attached to the quartz pillars. So, this is the Dragon Egg Monument. It's beautiful. I've left this tower here just so as I add stuff up there, I can get some height and look at it. And I haven't done all this landscaping yet. As you can see, I've done a trim. I have a pattern for the bottom where the bushes are in rows, which I really like. It's a design I've never done before. I've got to finish it though. This whole build is not complete. It's just the top has began construction, but the whole backside still needs to be completed, but that is a problem for another day. This is still a lot of progress. This is a long time in the making. So let's fly over here and actually take a look. I went with brick. I don't know if I showed that before on stream, if I had brick down, but this build has turned out a lot better than I could have ever imagined. If you saw the 1.0 version of this before I built the bridge and pushed this back, it looked awful. So I'm glad that this is looking special. This is a very special area in my opinion, and I love it to death. And I'm glad that the dragon egg actually has a really cool place to rest rather than just sitting in my house. So originally it was just going to be a podium. It was going to be a podium with a little water flowing off of it. And I was like, well, let's build a little bit of a fountain to kind of mirror on the other side of the house how I have built that old fountain a long time ago. And originally, like I said, it was a 3x3 pillar, but I ended up giving it some depth. I made the 1 block pillar in the middle with the 4 coming off of it. And then it happened. I stumbled into this beautiful block. Did not know this block existed until I was in creative mode in the flat world designing this build, which the build on that actually doesn't really reflect this at all. The only thing that looks the same is the fountain. Everything else looks completely different, and I love the way that this turned out. We got in-stone brick in the middle and more of this, I believe it's called tiled deep slate. It looks great, and this little thing on top, I went with a very simple design that looks phenomenal. All my other designs included anvils and stuff, and they were overcomplicated and didn't look good. I love this. Perfect view of the egg, which was my biggest fear, is that you wouldn't have a good view of the egg. It would be too tall. But if it was too short, it wouldn't be detailed enough. But I love this. Sussy, top 3 best movie franchises. That is really tough. Okay, I don't... I'll throw them out and then I guess I'll arrange them in order. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is way up there for me. I could say Rocky's a really good series, even though it's not the most accurate depiction of boxing. It's a really good, like, inspiring film series. Honestly, John Wick is definitely up there for sure. So those are at least 3 that I think are phenomenal. And I'm sure there's more that I'm just not thinking about off the top of my head, but I'm sure if you've seen my Cars playthrough, you know I'm extremely nostalgic to the Cars series, just growing up with that. So I feel like it would be a sin if I didn't say Cars. So Cars is up there, even though I don't like the second movie at all, and there's flaws with the third movie. The first one is phenomenal, and I love Cars. So... And yes, I'm still working on that series. Okay, I've been working on streaming and playing Minecraft on the side. I have not actually recorded a Cars video, but I am going to work on it. That is not a series that will die. I promise, I swear. So, yeah, those are at least a couple. But I will say, Spider-Man definitely ranks a little higher towards me, just because that movie was incredibly special to me when I was younger, and yeah, I don't think I'd be the same person without it, to be honest, as cliche as that sounds. So, hey, throw out some of yours, random guy. But, anywho, yeah, this is really bare bones. And it's meant to be that way, because your eyes are supposed to go up to the dragon egg. And I did some testing. The only thing that should get rid of that thing, in theory, is a, creeper being up there and exploding, which is very unlikely. So, it should be safe. That's the build in the center. And yes, I tested out with lightning. I was just summoning the lightning bolts, and they don't have an effect on the egg. So, and I hopefully Mojang never changes that. So the pillars. Why are there pillars here? Well, this is a design I came up with a while ago. My very, very old, and the 1.0 version of this base had like 3 pillars around it. It was like, doot, doot, doot. And I was like, wait a minute, I want to try something. I was like, the quartz around the dragon egg actually looked pretty good. And I really was like, let's give this an end design. So this essentially represents where the dragon egg spawns on the bedrock portal. And these are all, there's 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you got 5 mirroring on the other side for 10. With an end rod on top, and it looks so good at night. And yeah, there's 10 obsidian pillars in the end when you fight the dragon. So end rods not only light up the build, but also represent the end crystals. So it is a giant monument or a memorial, even though we're not memorializing the Ender Dragon because we're glad that it's dead. Whatever. You might be wondering why I'm not displaying the dragon egg or dragon head, and one, it's because there's no good place for it up there without it looking weird and standing out. And two, we're probably going to store it in the museum when I decide to build that. So yeah, this is the build up here. I'm thinking about surrounding this with a circle of hedges and something. Hey guys, these guys have been showing up so much recently. But yeah, I have to figure out the landscaping at some point, but this build for the most part is complete. Like I said, the only thing that's really left... Oh, goodness gracious. I'm so sorry about the yawning. I'm sure you can tell... Oh, no way. No way. I have to have been there. I've never seen that before. That is insane. What? What? As you can see, I have to build the tiers down on this side. And yeah, this is where I still have all of this to go, but I haven't moved a beacon back here. As you can see, I'm working on this side, and then I'll move the beacon back here, clear off this back side, and we will construct the final wall. But everything else is pretty much done. We are going over there. Even if I've been here before, I did not realize that it was so close to my house, and I'm pretty sure the render distance is why. But I swear, I was like, man, it would have been so cool if there was a jungle temple nearby my house, because I would love to convert this whole area into an ancient ruins. I've been talking on my Minecraft world, and there's a parrot here. What are the freaking odds? I swear, this area... Ugh, I'm dying right now. Okay, I'm probably have been in here before, but I was like, hey, I would love to just preserve a jungle temple. I don't have a desert nearby, so I can't preserve a desert temple, but I can a jungle temple. This is awesome. I would love to just build old ruins around this place, but it doesn't look like I've been in here. There's no torches. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh yeah, I haven't been here before. That's awesome. Here's the string. We got hit. Diamond horse armor. That's a pretty good find. That's actually a really good find. And obviously we have the loot over here. I forget where it actually exposes the loot, or how it does that. Is it on this side where it does it? I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've done one of these. Most people just break into them, you know. This one doesn't do anything. Oh well, we'll just for now, just I guess tunnel in here. There's bamboo. Oh, there's no way. Okay, let me show you how insane this actually is. This boggles my mind, dude. This boggles my mind. This is so close to my base, right? As you can see, the Dragon Egg Monument. And that's my old base there. This whole area is unloaded chunks, and you can see that, sorta. That, you know, there's this space between the jungle and the rest of the jungle. And you have this space here. This is amazing. These are new chunks. I've never been here before. That's amazing. I'm going to keep saying it too. That is insane. What are the odds that there's a jungle temple there? It's just generated. Also, you can see that I've been over here before. How does that work? Like, I'm shocked right now. These are new chunks. And as you can see, it's struggling to load. I don't come to the jungle ever. They're big. They're tedious. That is just where I was probably branching up on a tree to find my way home a long time ago. But it's amazing that this was eluded my render distance all this time. Mind you, I was playing on an old laptop. But that is the find of the day. That I'm so glad that I was streaming and I found that. But it's amazing that there's bamboo in there, just because like I told the story on stream one time of how I got bamboo. See, look how cute that looks, this circle. when I got bamboo for the first time, I had no bamboo biome. This was all generated in like 1.8. So when I finally went to get bamboo, I had to fish with luck or whatever out of a jungle pond, and it took a long time to fish up bamboo, but when I got it, I was so thrilled. So that's that, and that wraps up this build. Now, I did want to talk about why this build kind of is special to me, is just because of the form that it took. And I'm really happy it looks this way, because any other time I built a dragon egg monument, back in the day when I could not build to save my life, I built it out of pretty ugly blocks, nether brick and end stone and obsidian, and I would surround it by lava and then glass over the egg. A lot of people cover it with glass, and I'm not opposed to that, but I knew it was going to look bad. Matter of fact, the first design I built of this included, like, the egg was sitting where that sea lantern is, and it was covered by glass, and it looked bad. It looked really bad. So this is my first time ever just displaying it out in the open outside like this, and I couldn't be happier. Now, if something ever happens to the egg, we will probably just have to somehow cheat it back in. I'm sure you guys have experienced weird things with the egg before. I had an old world where the egg just straight up was gone. Straight up. We never knew what happened to it, so we had to figure out a way to summon it back in, because at the time you couldn't revive the dragon. So it was a whole thing, but it should be okay there. I don't see that ever happening. So this looks great. This whole area looks great at night. As you can see, the mobs are already crowing here. So this is a pretty good monument, in my opinion. And really, it's just special to me because the dragon egg like overlooks both bases, new and old. And the dragon egg really marks the turning point in my world. That was why I built this world. I heard about the Ender Dragon, and I knew Minecraft. Never knew there was a boss in Minecraft. And when I was a kid, I played outside a ton with friends around the neighborhood, and we would meet up on a spot on our bikes or scooters, whatever we had out that day. And I remember a kid was talking about he was talking about dying to the Nether Dragon. I'm like, the Nether Dragon? What's that? And then his brother corrects him, and he was like, you mean Ender Dragon, you idiot. And that changed. That was the turning point in Minecraft for me. Because before that, I was just playing in creative mode, like any other kid does. And they were like, oh, you never heard of the Ender Dragon? Go into the end? What's the end? I just recently found out about the Nether. I had Minecraft, but I wasn't watching YouTube. I did not watch Minecraft on YouTube at all. I just, a friend recommended Minecraft, and I had it. So, look how good that looks at night. I am going to turn on shaders now and just walk around and show off the place, because I have not looked at the dragon egg monument, and we will use cilders because it looks best for the more dramatic effect that we're going for. But yeah, I heard about that for the first time, and it changed my perspective of Minecraft and what Minecraft had to offer. So I started this survival world with the intentions of going to the end and fighting the Ender Dragon, and this is the world that I was waiting on it to load. I thought the game crashed. With the intentions of encountering this mighty Ender Dragon and seeing what it had to offer. And yeah, this is the world I did it in, where I first killed the Ender Dragon, and that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. This area over here looks pretty good as well. It still needs lit up, but let's just get an aerial view. I'm taking a lovely screenshot of that. But as you can see, plenty of mobs to look at, but everything's glowing so much. But it's just because, one, I'm streaming and everything's a little slow and crazy right now. Also, am I using the correct pack? Is this high or medium? I use medium sometimes, but yeah, just it looks a little fuzzy, but that's just the light radiating off it. But boy, this looks just peaceful. Now, before the night is over, we will fly. Oh my gosh, that jungle temple was the find of the day. I'm definitely making an ancient ruins. I'm going to preserve the temple. I do want to do that, but once we go, I do want to build some stuff in the jungle, like a tree house or something at some point. Never built one of those. So I would really like to actually work over in that area. And like I said, it would be so cool to build a little like old ancient civilization. I've been ever since I did my Unleashed playthrough on the channel. It's just like I wanted to build like my own Gaia temple. Look at that golden spider jockey. I'm just trying to get the mobs away so I can take a peek down in here. As you can see, this looks pretty good. It looks great in the morning. This is my first time seeing it at night. It looks good. Yeah, that's pretty much it that I have to say. I do have some stuff that I need to work on. Pretty much this area. I'm not going to record me building or even stream probably the process of building the pumpkin, cactus, the everything farm. I like being in here and looking out the windows sometimes. I don't know why, I just do. Everything's such a vibe, man. But how long have I been streaming for? Okay. Yeah, to be honest, I've been having a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've had building in Minecraft in a long time. So we can go ahead and flip the shaders back off, because I have no reason to have them on. Just slows everything down when I'm streaming. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show all this stuff off and just, I guess, talk. And it's easier to stream that type of stuff than to record it, just because on stream I can ramble as much as I want, because yeah, it's a stream. So yeah, hopefully I know this was a pretty short stream, but yeah, there's really not that much more to say. This was just an update, kind of talking about the plans. The only other plan that I have right now that I can really talk about like with certainty is the museum. Like I said, there'll be a farm here. I think the beacon monument will be built here, and it will have water flowing off from the dragon egg monument. That's kind of the only plan I have. I have no idea where else it would look good at, because you know, it won't be a functional beacon. It will be the for looks, the hey, we killed the wither beacon. And then yeah, I've got to tear that down at some point. It is officially defunct, but you know, all I know is this space here is where the museum will eventually go, and I have no idea what else is going to go through here. But the reason, even though I know the plans for the museum, like I know what it will look like, I know what it will be made out of, stuff like that, I've known that for a long time. Been saying that for a long time too. I've got to plant more cherry blossoms. I'm going to cover that whole hill with it. Even though I know what it's going to look like and it will take up this space and yada yada yada, I need to build and fill in this area first, I think, just to make sure that I don't run out of space, because I don't want to build the museum and then, hey, this is a perfect spot for this, but it's too cramped, it's too close to the museum. Also, this villager breed, well, old, I don't think this is an old design from like forever ago. Way before the village update. But I need to get rid of them. Honestly, the plan is to kill most of them off. Maybe convince a couple to breed, but really, I just need a mending villager, and I'll just get a zombie villager and do it that way. Because all those librarians are not mending librarians, and my mending villager died a long time ago, so I haven't had mending for a hot minute. Unless I found it in a dungeon or in a loot chest. So, yeah. Besides that, I also heard that maybe you can't get mending from a regular villager. I heard something about you have to find them in a certain biome. I think a swamp. I heard that in a video, but I was like, no way. And it was like a Minecraft facts video, I think. I was like, no. No. Please, no. It's their way of like making mending harder to obtain. I hate that idea. Hate it. So I gotta do my research. If not, then I guess I'm gonna have to go way over to the swamp and drag a zombie villager back from over there, which would really suck. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. hopefully you enjoyed this little tour, this update. I just didn't want to build too much and then just the whole base is complete and I'm like, hey, welcome back, because I knew it was pretty jarring. I'm pretty sure the last stream most of this is still covered in hill and this wasn't even started. Digging all that was a pain in the butt. Honestly, that was easier than clearing off the top though. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the update. I am going to probably modify the bridge now that I know of the tile deep slate. I believe I'm going to be using that instead of the nether brick. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the update. If you guys have any suggestions for builds that would make sense to be in the base, obviously everything's pretty much for functional reasons, then yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a comment below the stream. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing, and yeah, I'll see you guys probably in a while for another Minecraft stream. Like I said, I've been working on most of this outside of the stream so I can focus and actually get stuff done and not bore you guys to death, because it's hard for me to build and talk at the same time. But yeah, I will see you guys soon for some more Minecraft and to renovate this base.